So with Cushing's disease, you have two main types, and that's going to be primary and secondary, or adrenal dependent and pituitary dependent. We're just going to be talking about adrenal dependent because that's the most important one. So it has a number of major clinical signs, and some of those clinical signs exacerbate other clinical signs. So this diagram is just intended to simplify it a bit and explain how everything is interlinked. So we're going to start with gluconeogenesis. Cortisol is a hormone that breaks down existing structures to create more sugar and glucose in the bloodstream, and that process is known as gluconeogenesis. So when we break down proteins, it's proteolysis. When it breaks down lipids, it's lipolysis. So when you have protein breakdown, that's going to cause muscle weakening, it's going to cause bone weakening, and it's going to cause skin weakening. When you have lipolysis, it's breakdown of your fat stores, and the result of that is you're going to have hepatomegaly because of all the fats going to the liver, and you're going to have centripetal fat redistribution. This is where you have fat going from the rest of the body and accumulating in the abdomen, right? Back to gluconeogenesis. The excess sugar, all this glucose in your bloodstream is going to result in insulin resistance, and that's going to cause secondary diabetes mellitus. Another contributor to the secondary diabetes mellitus is hypercortisolemia. Cortisol directly has an effect on causing insulin resistance. So the diabetes mellitus is going to result in polyuria, polydipsia, and that's because of the osmotic diuresis. I'll explain this further in more detail when we do a video on diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus can also contribute to hypertension, but this is not so important, so don't focus on it. I'm just including it because it was mentioned in the notes. Then, in addition to your hypercortisolemia, you're also going to have a lot of aldosterone in the bloodstream. This is going to result in sodium and chloride retention. And when you have sodium retention and chloride retention, you're also going to have water retention in your kidneys, and that's going to also lead to hypertension. Then just some skin-related clinical signs. You're going to have symmetrical bilateral alopecia, and you're also going to have very visible surface vasculature, and this is because of the proteolysis which thins the skin. Then just going back to lipolysis, it causes the hepatomegaly and the centripetal fat redistribution, and then the proteolysis will also cause weak muscles and will cause bulging of the abdominal muscles because it can't remain tense and maintain a tense abdomen, and all three of those factors will result in a pot belly.